I'm primarily an oil painter, working on canvas in a realistic fashion. I am a product of the 90s and the 80s, where there were very few people teaching realistic painting as a skill. I came to New Orleans in 1996, and I went to the New Orleans Academy of Fine Arts. And what I found there was something that I was really looking for. I wanted to know how to paint. I wanted to know how to draw and how to paint. Not how to come up with an idea that I can conceptualize and I can verbally talk about. I wanted all my information to be on the canvas. I wanted people to look at that canvas and be done with the story. I wanted them to see it, be done with it, so that I wouldn't have to talk as much about it. So when I learned the skills of painting, and it's a very long process to learn painting as a craft. When I was a student at the New Orleans Academy of Fine Arts, I didn't care what I painted because the subject matter was not important. I wanted to learn the craft. I wanted to understand how to paint. Because once you understand how to paint, you can do anything you want. You can paint anything you want. You can deconstruct that backwards very easily. You can stop halfway through a painting and have a mildly expressionist paint. You can move into it. You can go much tighter if you want to. But to me, the craft was so important. Okay, it was super important. Once the craft was done, deciding what to paint is easy for me. So once I was able to learn it, I really took to it. And so one of the reasons why I paint in a realistic fashion is because I enjoy the craft of painting. I enjoy it. I enjoy the line quality. I enjoy the paint. I enjoy the color. I enjoy the value. I enjoy it. And so, as I get older, my eyesight starts to go. Maybe I'll become a little bit more expressionist. But right now, I really enjoy what I'm doing. And if you really enjoy what you're doing, I think you're winning the game. When you're here in the South, and when you see these gigantic cumulus-nimbus clouds that are just building up and they're fantastically large, you get this amazing sense of awe, and you're able to look up and you see it's encompassing the entire sky, and then it's dark and it's coming towards you, and the sound, the thunder comes, and they're so awe-inspiring. Now, how do you put that onto a 36 by 36 canvas? Well, one of the things you can do is that by adding the large cloud and then having very, very small objects at the bottom, which are actually gigantic. For instance, the river, we all also know that we see these fantastically large ships coming here in New Orleans. We see them coming down the river, they're above you, okay? And their sense of scale is, they're extremely large. Now, when you put that thing and you make it 3 inches and you put the cloud over it, now you're getting a sense of, okay, here's this enormous man-made object, which is awe-inspiring, and it looks like a toy compared to what God just did right back behind you. This gigantic thing. So that sense of scale is so important in understanding and when I'm trying to convey the size of these really large clouds. In the still lives, I'm not sure if I'm doing the similar thing, but by taking what is normally a small oyster and turning it into a 3-foot oyster, there's a surreal quality. Obviously, you're able to look much closer. You're able to look in much more intricate detail what's going on in these little small things. But you're also bringing it in scale by making it larger, making it seem so much more important. It dominates the wall. It can almost fill your whole point of view. So scale in the landscapes is obviously important to show the drama, and scale in the still lifes is important to kind of show the surreal quality of the objects I'm painting. Painting and drawing from the human figure is the most challenging thing that there is, and it's everything. It needs to be done correctly. It needs to be done beautifully. It needs to be done quickly. All right, so that's practice. That doing that once a week allows me to then go out, trying to jot down the shape of a cloud in 20 seconds or 20 minutes. Is nothing compared to to understanding the human form. Once you've understood that, and I'm never going to understand it perfectly, but using that as a practice for painting oysters and crabs and clouds, makes this much more enjoyable, much more fun.